What's up? Welcome back to the Metalhead Car Show. I don't always cover cars randomly popping up for sale or auctions, but I couldn't not look at this one. The 2023 Board Auction Arrows happening at the Monterey Jet Center is going to be auctioning off an absolute 90s American supercar legend. They're going to be auctioning off the only Vector Aztec WX3 Coupe. This is actually a really big deal because, once again, it's the only one in existence. This is Gerald Wagner's personal car up to when he sold it in 2019 in effort to raise money to build a new Vector. And it's the first time it's actually been separated from its WX3R convertible prototype car, and somehow that's really sad to me. What makes this thing crazy is it was a completely berserk idea of how to do a supercar. On paper it's really simple because it was made to be comfortable, it was made to be extremely reliable, it was using a twin-turbo Chevy engine with a 3-speed automatic, but also it was full carbon fiber and Kevlar. It made 1,000 horsepower, it would do 250 miles per hour, it did 60 in the low 3s with a 3-speed automatic in the early 90s, a one-of-two prototype, and it still runs and drives, and is registered for the road. I say a twin-turbo Chevy, but it's a little bit more than that. The W8 Vector had a twin-turbo 6-liter Chevy, which is a stroked-out LT1 engine, but this is a little bit different. It's very much likely the same base engine, but it's now actually been bored out to a 427 7-liter engine, which is how it's producing that 1,000 horsepower. It also sounds like this. Now, when Gerald Wagner went to go sell the WX3 and the WX3R back in 2018-2019, he was asking $1.5 million each in an effort to raise money for the new car, which unfortunately never happened. I think he only got about $500,000 for them, which, bit of a bummer. But with Gerald Wagner passing in 2021 and a little bit of appreciation happening for Vectors, I think these things will sell for something close to its asking price, which is estimated to be up to $2 million. And truthfully, as much as I love these things, I think it's a little bit of a tricky sell. There's going to be a lot of parts in this car where if it breaks, you're kind of screwed. You are going to be building that thing from scratch if it breaks. And then there's some parts where it's likely a OEM off-the-shelf Chevy water pump in the engine and weird little things like that. But the WX3 is actually a very interesting car. It was supposed to be the W8 replacement car and something to really knock every other supercar company off the board performance-wise. A very shortened version, but what happened was Megatech purchased Vector, did a hostile takeover of Vector, used the overall design of the WX3, stretched it over a essentially stretched Lamborghini Diablo chassis, and called it the M12. The M12 gets a lot of hate, I kind of love it, but that's a whole other thing. So obviously, seeing the word prototype, the WX3 never saw production, but it was supposed to be the new Vector. And I recall hearing something a long time ago. The car was going to cost $880,000 back in 1993, and it would take $1 million to make one. Very reminiscent of the Lexus LFA and Bugatti Veyron. I think these things are outrageous. I think they are super cool. There's so much cool tech in them from the early 90s, which is futuristic, which has all been used now, but it was kind of so ahead of its time. I hope whoever picks this up brings it back to its full potential, drives it and loves it, and hopefully it's someone like We Curated, Stradman, or Doug DeMiro, so we can actually see it a bit on YouTube. So if we all scream loud enough, maybe one of those people will pick this car up. Bona, what do you think of the Vector? Are you into these things, or do you think it's just super obscure and you don't care? Let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, subscribe if you enjoyed what you've seen. I post on Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, and I'll see you later.